While the battle between the mayor and the minicab firm continued, Uber is also in court this week to fight for its future on another front. They are appealing against a landmark ruling on how they engage with their drivers. Last October, an employment tribunal ruled Uber drivers are not self-employed, as the company argue, and should have employee rights. Well, a little earlier, I spoke to James Farrer, one of the drivers who brought the case, and began by asking him if he expected the ruling to be upheld.
I've no doubt it will be upheld. We're really very confident about it. But I have to say I'm a little frustrated that Uber is continuing to challenge this. And after everything that's happened, here is Uber going to court with the best lawyers money can buy, to fight against us.
Since that initial ruling, have there been any changes to working conditions for drivers?
There has been. I mean, there's been some cosmetic changes, like rolling out a feature where drivers can earn tips. But you know what? It doesn't really matter where the income comes from. All Uber is being asked to do is to guarantee that each driver will earn the minimum wage, at least for every hour on the platform. Now, if it's such a great opportunity working for Uber, that shouldn't be a big commitment to make.
OK, let's talk about TfL's decision at the end of last week to revoke the licence. Do you think that was a good decision?
I think it was a badly made decision. From a driver perspective, we have challenged the way Transport for London has handled sexual assault data and handled the whole issue. We've invited them to engage with our union that represents drivers. They've refused to do that, really. But the real issue with this decision is that the mayor is not challenging the underlying business model. The mayor is not putting worker rights on the table as a consideration in this licensing decision. That's what we asked them to do last May, and he hasn't done it.
Well, we have heard from Uber's chief executive. They today accepted that the company got things wrong. They promised to change some of its practices when it appeals against TfL's decision. Do you think this will have to take into account the broader fight or issue of workers' rights?
Oh, it has to. It undoubtedly has to. Because if Uber is not willing to do that voluntarily, if it's not willing to do the right thing voluntarily, if the mayor and Transport for London are not willing to take responsibility for what Frank Field, the MP, called sweated labour conditions in London. I mean, we will go to the courts, and we have gone to the courts and will prevail there.
If Uber do ultimately lose their licence, if it is not renewed at all, where does this leave your legal battle? Is it essentially redundant?
The problem is, though, even over the weekend, we're hearing Lyft is interested in coming to London. We've got Taxify interested in coming to London. And so far, they're coming to London with the same employment terms. So that's why we must settle this case, or this will continue.